So if you have been following boxing on YouTube, you'll have probably been aware that Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton have had several press conferences and press events in the last few days that have been covered by numerous sources. I've been watching it on IFL TV, so credit to those guys. And it's made for quite entertaining viewing at some times. Now, I'm not going to do a video talking about the bad blood and that sort of thing. Just going to talk briefly about 2 or 3 different points that I've picked up upon, having watched these 2 guys on YouTube recently. Firstly, size difference. Is it just me? I mean, let me know your thoughts on this. Scott Quigg looks really like a substantially bigger man than Carl Frampton. Substantially. Scott Quigg, in terms of his height, in terms of how broad he is, looks like a weight division above. I think that's potentially a real big factor in this fight, if you consider that Carl Frampton was supposedly tight at the weight last time out. Now, whether that was just an excuse or, otherwise for an excuse for a poor performance, perhaps, I don't know. But to me, it is a concern for Carl Frampton. I've also been slightly surprised at how, I don't want to use the word rattled because I'll sound like Eddie Hearn, but Carl Frampton really has been biting in the build-up to this press conference. Quigg's actually impressed me. He's remained quite cool, quite affable, quite composed. For Quigg, it looks like it's another day at the office, whereas for Frampton, you can tell that this is a real big event for him, and that this is a step up in terms of level of event that he's been involved with. He seems to be losing his cool, losing his rag quite a bit. I'm not somebody who necessarily thinks that's going to have a huge impact on how things unfold, or necessarily have an impact on the winner, but it's an interesting point nevertheless. I'm surprised at how much he has bitten, and there does seem to be genuine animosity and dislike from Carl, certainly in the direction of Joe Gallagher, and also in the direction of Eddie Hearn, even if it's not in the direction of Scott Quigg. Finally, I've given 2 points there that are anti-Carl Frampton, I guess you could say. There's something else that I wanted to pick up upon, which is possibly more anti-Scott Quigg. I've noticed on several occasions, and this has come from Quigg himself, from Gallagher, that they are telling Carl Frampton not to run. I think Gallagher says he doesn't want this to descend into a Mayweather-Pacquiao type fight. Quigg was telling Frampton, don't run, come and have it out with me, come and let's have a shootout. That Jim is obviously hoping for a Rocky Fielding, Callum Smith type fight, where a guy like Scott Quigg, who has punching power and who's big at the weight and who's tough, is going to come out on top. But to me, the fact that they're saying, don't run, let's not have a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight here, suggests to me that they are already conceding that Carl Frampton is not only a superior boxer, but quite considerably a superior boxer. And that's a concern, because in my mind, going into this fight, I saw it as quite a close matchup. I saw it as the archetypal 50-50 fight, and I didn't necessarily see Carl Frampton as a runner who was going to fight purely on his back foot. I kind of viewed it as a more even matchup than that. So the fact that Gallagher, Quigg, etc. are basically conceding that already possibly suggests that if Frampton does keep his discipline and doesn't get sucked into a brawl, even Team Quigg believes Frampton may have an advantage on that side, which certainly is very possible. So those are the relevant factors, I think. It's Joe Gallagher not wanting this to become a chess match. It's the size difference. And I think those are 2 real key determining factors in how this fight will go. Those are the 2 things that I've taken from the press conference as well, combined with Carl getting very upset and on edge at times. I'm looking forward to this. I know it's like 100 days away or something like that, but it will be a good fight. It is a 50-50 fight. It's one of those 50-50 fights where you wouldn't be surprised if it did end in 2 or 3 rounds, or also wouldn't be surprised if it did go the Mayweather-Pacquiao route. Looking at the size difference between them, if it turns into a scrap, I probably would favour Quigg. If it was a boxing match, Carl Frampton seems to be the more slick operator. He seems to be the better dancer of the 2. But yeah, really tight fight. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts. Many thanks for watching.